My name is Kyungbin, and today we're going to be making shrimp toast. We're just making a paste, putting on some bread, and then just frying it off. Shrimp toast and a gochujang sweet and sour sauce. We're going to start with about like a quart of shrimp. The shrimp doesn't really matter what kind of size you get, as long as they're peeled, the vein, tail off. Shrimp in. We're gonna just pulse it. You could cut it by hand technically if you don't have like a food processor. It just takes a little bit longer. But what we want to do is like make a paste with the shrimp. And then when like you make a shrimp paste and you cook it, it becomes like this very bouncy, like spongy kind of like texture. Even like Chinese cuisine, right? You have like the shrimp balls. That's pretty much all just like pureed shrimp, a little bit of like starch, seasoning. But for this dish, we're just making a paste, putting on some bread, and then just frying it off. Now, you could like mince it like very finely. I do like to keep it not too fine because then you'll get like little chunks of shrimp when you bite into it. It just adds like a different textural element. All right, so we have the shrimp. We're gonna add about 1 egg white. It's more for like texture. Like if you add the yolk, it becomes more meatier in a sense. The egg white helps it like keep more like springy and bouncy. You can go heavier on the garlic if you want. Tablespoon's fine. Black pepper, maybe like 2 teaspoons ish. Cornstarch. This is gonna be probably like half a cup. And then once again, like the cornstarch is gonna help like keep it springy and juicy when you cook it. A tablespoon of salt. You don't need to season it too heavy with this because we're also gonna be making a sauce for it. Yeah, like honestly, even from here, you can like drop in like you can make it into balls and like throw it in like boiling water, broth, whatever, and it'll just become like little like shrimp meatballs technically. I guess I'm gonna go into the sauce first then.
Okay.
No, that. Let's just finish this. So shrimp toast, you can do like any kind of bread. I normally like the thicker cuts of bread. This is a milk bread. I like using milk bread. Usually, I like the thicker cuts if I could find, or I'll just make my own. So cut off the edges.
So milk bread is your choice for this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, milk bread is like my choice for like any kind of bread, just because it's a lot more like fluffier and more delicate when you like fry it. Because then you'll have like the nice like light, fluffy, crisp, and then you'll have like the spongy, like juicy, like shrimp. So it's very like textural. Let's get some paste. And this too, like when you cook it, it's gonna sort of like puff up. So you don't want to add like too much. Yeah, like anything like you cook, everything is like tense when you cook it. The shrimp will expand. I've done it where it's like I've done just one side and did it as like a dish itself. But like the more traditional method would be like to make a sandwich out of it. And then from here, I'll even like cut it down into like 4 pieces. Standard would be deep fried, but just because I'm doing it at home, I'll probably just do it in like a shallow fry. There's certain things I do that is like very like Asian, where it's like, oh yeah, the dishwasher. People don't use dishwashers, but we'll use that as like storage. You know, like I use mine. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
like growing up though, it's like, oh no, you gotta save electricity. They use too much electricity. Don't use your dishwasher. And then we'd always just store like our plates in there. But now that I'm like living alone, like Jasmine got me on it. She's like, oh, just use a dishwasher. And then like once I got into it, I was like, oh my God, I love the dishwasher. This is gonna be the sauce for the sweet and sour. It's like a gochujang sweet and sour sauce. So a little spicy, a little sweet. It has a little bit of acid to it. We're gonna start with 25 grams of vinegar. Brown sugar is gonna be 31, or let's say like 32 grams of sugar. ketchup is going to be 24 grams. Soy sauce, I'm going to give it about like 8 grams. And then sambal, we'll go about 5 grams. And then lemon, we'll do 14 grams. This is gochujang. And very special gochujang from it's actually from a church. The quality of gochujang is better when it's made right. You could buy like the store-bought stuff, right? Which is fine. But when it comes to like, you find like these older Korean like churches and places like that that makes their all like own gochujang with like organic ingredients, better process. There's no like mass production like additives and stuff into it. So it's a very cleaner, more like flavorful gochujang. Usually more expensive too, and almost like twice like the market value price or like the value that you'll buy at like a Korean grocery market. But the quality is just like so much better. Like 5 grams, so not that much. Well, you can taste it if you want to. Like a little sweeter, or you could just use a pinky. And then usually they'll add like those like dried dates into it, the jujubes, because it's like it makes it more like special and more like elevated. Because it's, I don't know, it's just like a Korean thing, or like old people just like to add that into like everything. 12 grams of corn syrup. It does add sweetness, but when you're cooking it down, whatever sauce or marinade or whatever it is, when you add corn syrup, it adds like this nice like sheen to it. So it makes it look more like glossy and nice. We have our base mix right here. Right now it's just super loose. We're gonna heat it and add a slurry. So literally, since it's such a small batch, I'll just do 1-to-1, which and do like 5 grams of cornstarch and then 5 grams of water. All right, so we have our mix. It's not simmering yet, but you can start seeing it. So that you see like the fumes. And then just go right in. And then you can see immediately it's like thickening right now. You can see it, it's like a lot thicker now. Turn it off, and that's it. Yeah, just making sure it's, because if I put it in too early and it's not like the oil's not hot enough, like the bread just soaks up all like the oil. So you want it to be like hot enough where like the moment you hit it, it starts like frying it. Or else you just get like a super oily, just like little block of like bread. In a pan, as long as the oil is hot, at most like 2 to 3 minutes. You're just looking for a nice golden brown on like each side. Yeah, because like the shrimp, once it's minced, like it cooks very fast.
We only cook it on the top and the bottom.
Yeah, we're just gonna flip it, and then depending on like your bread, if it is a little uneven, you can like turn it on its side and just get the sides too. If your like pan's too shallow, you can always like push it to the side. Just looking for a nice like golden brown color. Yeah, and then you don't want to take it like too dark, because once you pull it off, it's still gonna carry over. So maybe like a nice like golden brown like right now. Just putting it on a wire rack so the excess oil can just drip off. Shrimp toast and a gochujang sweet and sour sauce.